Southern Miss Today is Southern Miss Radio's news and public affairs program. Southern Miss Today airs Monday through Thursday from 11:30 a.m. until noon. Southern Miss Today is sponsored by Mississippi Beverages. And now, to start the show, Southern Miss Radio News. Hello, everybody. This is Ron Burgundy. Of course it's not. It's Wilbur Martin for Southern Miss Student Media News. To start with Southern Miss Today, a couple of USM notes for you. If you're at the University of Southern Mississippi Gulf Coast campus, there is a blood drive down there going on until 2 p.m. today at the Fleming Education Center at the Long Beach campus of USM Gulf Coast. Donors are going to receive a limited edition Labor Day shirt. Hey, watch out. A free haircut from Sport Clips and an entry to win a VIP NASCAR Experience. What would that experience consist of, you think?
Probably going
around, riding
yeah.
around? I think the experience would be, hey, get out of here. That would be mad. That's my experience. I've been cussed out by a NASCAR driver. Great.
Sounds about right.
Other USM news, there's an art and design faculty show that's starting this morning at 10, and it is going to run through September 22nd. And what's going to happen is that recent works by the art and design faculty in the School of Performing and Visual Arts here at USM will be presenting their works. It is in the Gallery of Art and Design at the George Hurst building, and that's here on campus. So go check out some great art. Like I said, it's going to be going on through September 22nd, and the gallery is open until 5 p.m. Daily. I guess 7 days a week. I don't know. I'll just say 5, just to be sure. Hate somebody to come up here at Saturday. Hey, I can't get in. All right. In other news, yesterday the Laurel School District hosted an active shooter drill at the Laurel Magnet School of the Arts. Bright and early at 8:15, the Laurel Police Department and Emergency Operations took part in that drill. What the exercise does is it allows staff and students to see the response time of the Laurel Police Department and other active first responders and how police officers would respond. Laurel School District Resource Officer Kevin Flynn said, quote, "I feel it is important for students and staff to see how first responders will respond to an active emergency." And that's cool stuff. You know, I hate that we have to do that.
Oh, I know.
It's insane.
Breaks my heart.
The Mississippi Department of Education does require 2 active shooter lockdown drills each year, though. Hopefully, if it happens, it wouldn't be the massacre that happened in Uvalde anyway. And get in there and go in guns blazing or something. I don't know. I don't know the solution to it.
Right.
Melt the guns. That's what I say. Anyway. There are several groups in the Pine Belt that are collecting water to send to Jackson to help residents through the water crisis up there. The Forest County branch of the NAACP is taking donations at the St. James CME Church on Country Club Road. They do want you to call, and I don't know if anyone will remember these numbers, but I'm going to give them anyway. 601-550-0080 or 601-307-5377. Make sure to call before you bring the water out there to the St. James CME Church so someone can meet you with the donation. Also, Twin Forks Rising Community Development Corporation is accepting water donations. The Twin Forks Rising Community Development Corporation office is at 601 Pine Street, and they will take donations of water from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Ward 2 Councilperson Deborah Delgado, who is the founder of Twin Forks Rising, says, quote, "We've got to help, at least with the drinking water issue that they are facing, until Jackson is able to resolve its water issues." Bad stuff. Also happening, the Laurel Police Department is a collection center for Jackson residents to get water and for people to drop off water to donate for them. The lobby of the police department headquarters will take your donation anytime. The police, the Laurel Police Department is located at 317 South Magnolia Street in Laurel. Statewide, continuing about the water crisis, because it's pretty big deal. You got to have water. Today, leaders of the city of Jackson announced that the O.B. Curtis Water Treatment Facility in Jackson made significant gains overnight, and that's great. Said that more than half of the tanks on the surface system have begun filling back up, and that many areas throughout Jackson now have some water pressure and are as closer to the plant are experiencing almost normal water pressure. The total plant output is increased from 78 to 87 I am reading my typing wrong. I should read more often. According to the city, the total plant output has increased to 78 psi. The goal on the surface system is 87 psi. So hopefully they'll get back to that. The city and other organizations are hosting water giveaways. If you're disabled or have access and functioning needs and need some water developed, you can call the City of Jackson at 311. The American Red Cross at 800-733-2767, or the United Methodist Committee on Relief at 601-354-0515. I will be back with us to look at some USM and area sports as well as some weather. That will be right after this break. You're listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To start, Mississippi will give you 1 month cooler rental and 2 bottles of water for free. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Southern Miss Student Media is how USM communication students put their education into action. The student prints, Southern Miss Radio, SMTV, and SM2 Creative are the media properties operated by Southern Miss Student Media. You can get your share of the more than $600 million USM brings to the area with help from Southern Miss Student Media. To find out more about how to reach the USM audience, email sm2sales@usm.edu. Welcome back, everybody. In some USM sports news for you, the Southern Miss football team, of course, is returning to practice to continue to get ready for the home opener Saturday against Liberty. And that's going to be a 6 p.m. game time at the M.M. Roberts Stadium. If you can't make it to the game, you can see it on ESPN Plus, and you can also hear it on the radio in one of the Southern Miss Sports Network affiliates. Coach Will Hall said that the practice has included a heavy dose of special teams work during yesterday's session, and that he thought that practicing in the hot weather was good after all the rain that we've had lately. Just a few days out from the games, the first game of the season, Coach Hall said that he see the program grow and that they have done very well academically as well as community-wise. And there's only one more thing that the team must accomplish moving forward. And he says, quote, "We've got to start winning on the field, and that's going to come. I certainly hope it comes sooner rather than later, but I'm ready to see the product we got and how much we've grown on the field," unquote. Suites are all sold out at the M.M. Roberts Stadium, and I think that there's some pretty big excitement about what's going on there. There are tickets still available. Season and single game tickets are available by calling 1-800-844-TICK or by visiting the Pat Ferlizzi ticket office during normal business hours. Football ain't the only thing that's going on around here. The USM 22-23 women's basketball schedule was released today. The USM Southern Miss Golden Eagles women basketball season gets started November 2nd versus Auburn Montgomery at Reed Green Coliseum at 6 p.m. And it's a really great schedule, first schedule with a lot of other ones. I see a lot of familiar names on the schedule. I'm not going to go around the whole thing, of course, but if you go to the USM Athletics page, you can see some of the other games that are available. In other USM sports news, Golden Eagle cross country team was picked to finish third among Sunbelt teams in their inaugural season, as determined by the vote of the league's coaches. That's pretty big. I think that's a good thing. Coach Hopkins, hold on. I was reading the wrong side of the page. Cross-country coach Nick Gibson says, quote, "It's an honor to be voted as the highest new member ahead of this season. Southern Miss will open the cross-country running season at the North Alabama Showcase, which will also be the host site for the NCAA South Regional later in the season on September the 16th. The Golden Eagles finished 7th among 21 teams a season ago." And in other local news, and the reason why I'm including this one is because I grew up in Waynesboro. It's about an hour away. And if you watched it, if you saw anything on Twitter last week, the guy from Heidelberg is apparently a coach up there that was scouting one of the teams that got mouthy in the stands and got a butt whipping, which is, it's just typical for Waynesboro. It's just what happens. It's just what happens there. And that's the reason why I'm highlighting this. Oak Grove, we're coming for you, buddy. So if you got anybody mouthing us off in the stands, we've got somebody up there to say, well, I'm going to whoop your butt. And they'll try to do that. Anyway, War Eagles are going to try to corral the Oak Grove Warriors Friday, led by speedy Southern Miss commit J.Q. Gray. Wayne County head coach Jack Haken says their size is on the defensive line up front, and their speed. They're a good football team. They got good players everywhere. We just got to come, and we have to be consistent. So, if you feel like mouthing against Waynesboro, you can do it in Oak Grove, I guess. You get home field advantage if you do that. All right, let's see. That's it for sports. Taking a look at the weather for you once again. It's Mississippi. It's the beginning of September. It's hot. It is hot. In fact, highs are going to be a little bit better than they've been. Highs in the low 90s and upper 80s through the weekend, and pretty much between 50 and 60% chance of rain every day. I live in Waynesboro. As I said, I commute back and forth, and I get to have a nice afternoon shower pretty much every day. Clean some of the love bugs off of my car. Good grief, they're insane. But that's that for Southern Miss Today news. I'm Wilbur Martin for the Southern Miss Student Media Center. Even though I am not a student, obviously, I'm Ron Burgundy. No, all right. So that's that. Let me turn it over to Abigail. How are you?
I'm actually okay. I'm doing fine.
Well, that's awesome. My car let me down on the way here. I was, did not go dead on the interstate. It almost did. Oh, no. But I did stop at Monroe Road, turned it off to reset, but now it's at a repair shop, and hopefully they will figure something out with it. And, that's all I need is to be about 10 miles on the other side of Laurel toward Waynesboro and for my car to die on the way home tonight and be stranded in the middle of 84 because there ain't nothing over there anyway.
Nothing.
But, so that's that. That's that for me.
Sorry about your car.
I hate car issues. It's terrible.
So true.
Yeah, it's not cool.
So, I was a little unprepared for the banter,
that's okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, we got a Mississippi Moments coming up.
This is Mississippi Moments on MPB, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. The BP oil spill of 2010 generated stress and financial hardships throughout the Gulf Coast fishing industry. Daniel Nguyen of the Mary, Queen of Vietnam Community Development Corporation discusses how that stress affected the Vietnamese fishing community.
Early on in the spill, we convened with folks in Alaska to learn from past events similar to ours. And one of the things they told us is you really have to watch out for the fabric of the community, because this isn't something that's going to dissolve overnight, but 10 years down the line, you'll start to see the fabric community dissolve, where there's going to be high divorce rates, suicide, domestic abuse, and things like that. So this is something they're warning us, but, eerily enough, it's already something that we're seeing. Having the prospect of going homeless, which many people have, they've gone homeless because of the oil spill, having to sell their boats and cars. We have seen a lot of mental health issues, and you have to keep in mind that mental health is a taboo in this community. So for folks to be coming out and saying these things, and for us to see the signs, mean that it's really bad for folks not to keep it on the down low.
To hear more, visit MississippiMoments.org or just like us on Facebook. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To start, Mississippi will give you 1 month cooler rental and 2 bottles of water for free. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Since 1927, the Student Prince has been a direct conduit to USM students. Get your share of the more than $600 million USM brings into South Mississippi by advertising your business or service in the student prints. To find out more about how to advertise in the student prints, email sm2sales@usm.edu.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. My name is Abigail Troth and I'm your host for today. And I have a special interview here. My guest today is Mr. Terry Cullum. Mr. Cullum, it's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to be here. Thank you
Yes,
so
of
much
course.
for having me.
Absolutely. So could you give us a quick introduction of yourself for our listeners?
Yes, my name is Terry Cullum. I am an instructor in the School of Computer Science and Computer Engineering. Also, I am the site coordinator for L Samp as far as with the campus of USM.
Wow, okay. So what exactly is L Samp for our listeners who don't know?
Sure. L Samp, or the Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation, was created in 1991 by the National Science Foundation to put an emphasis on the persistence and retention of minority students in STEM fields. When we talk about STEM, we're talking about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Right. Okay, so how important then is L Samp to colleges and universities?
Oh, it's huge.
Right.
I look at it, and I just became a part of the site, or became the site coordinator
Right.
for L Samp here at USM. But I remember my experience as far as with education and starting. And if you're a minority student, first time on campus, you're at a disadvantage. You don't really know your resources, different things like that. So to have an organization such as L Samp is just a priority that should have happened a long time ago.
Yeah,
To me,
absolutely.
yes.
So who all then does L Samp affect, or?
All STEM fields, and,
Right.
and that's the thing. Right now, we are housed in the School of Computer Science and Computer Engineering, but we just got our foundation, or kind of got our feet under us. So
Right.
we're really trying to reach out to the other disciplines on campus, like biology,
Absolutely.
just anything that relates to STEM. Because I know in our specific department, we have struggles as far as with math and different things like that, where we
Yeah.
really need to reach out to other departments to help us as far as our math tutors and different things like that, because that's some of the services that we want to provide to our students as far as
Absolutely.
minority students, so that they can make it through. Maybe my first time going to an educational institution might have been a lot better if I had the support services that we're
Yeah.
trying to provide here at USM for those students. So definitely, if you're out there, we could definitely use some hands on deck. We could definitely
Absolutely.
use some math tutors, different things like that. Yeah, definitely.
So with a door like this being opened then, what is the future looking like?
Oh, the future is bright. I mean, definitely as far as in the field of STEM, and that's the thing, is that there's a shortage of STEM workers, and that's
Yeah.
what this, and it's a national initiative. It's not only in the state of Mississippi, which in the state of Mississippi, it's a consortium of ourselves, USM, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Jackson State. There are several schools that are within this consortium, but our ultimate goal is to increase underrepresented populations in the fields of STEM, and we really have an initiative as far as with graduate students. We're trying to move our students not only, we're not only wanting our students to thrive and achieve their goals as far as a bachelor's degree, but we also want to encourage those students to move on to graduate work and
Yeah.
PhD work. which, of course, we all understand that graduate work is really intensive and it's hard to do. I'm in the midst of my PhD right now. But we want to provide resources for our students to not only to succeed, but to thrive in those environments. So that's what we really want to do as far as the LSAMP program is concerned.
So you're just trying to ensure that everyone is reaching their full potential.
Yes, everyone.
Well, that's amazing.
Well, it's I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a calling, but once you and when they first brought this to me, I was like, I really didn't even know what the program was.
Right.
But once they kind of told me the gist of it, I was like, okay, I'm definitely on board.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was like, just full steam ahead. Let's get her done.
So we need to spread the word about this then.
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
I know I had sent an email out to everybody within our department, but again, it shouldn't be just our department.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's STEM fields throughout this campus that can use the resources that we can provide.
Right.
So definitely, we definitely need to get that word out.
Absolutely. So what is the history of L Sampson?
Again, it started in 1991. There was a congressman, I believe, Congressman Lewis Stokes, and that's who it was named after.
Okay.
He was an African-American congressman or senator. I'll make sure I get that right. But they understood that in order for America to thrive the way that it has been over years, it has to be an inclusive process. We have to not only pull talent from the priority population, but we also need to reach into those minority communities and to pull out that talent, because the talent is really there.
Right.
It's just that it's not getting tapped into. And then on top of that, you have students that come to a college campus and it's just a whole different world, not like the TV show. And you really don't know how to navigate that until you have someone to say, hey, I'm in your corner, come to my office, talk to me. If you have a problem, let me know,
Right.
to kind of guide you through that process. This summer, we just had a summer bridge program. I think we had about 7 to 9 students in that program.
Okay.
And it went very, very well. But I would love to increase that and not only have our computer science students involved in that, but also other STEM fields across the board.
Absolutely.
Because we gave the opportunity for those students to kind of get a leg up and kind of, get their feet wet, take a few courses and
Right.
kind of get introduction to different things.
So you're the coordinator, you
Yes.
said. So
Yes.
what exactly do you do then?
I coordinate. It's kind of a team over there. My director, which is Dr. Sarah Lee, is our fearless leader. She kind of directs our steps. But it's a team effort.
Absolutely.
I have Sandra Newsom, she does double duty. And then we've created an executive board. Where we have students that serve in different roles. We have a president, different things like that, which I felt that was important to have.
Absolutely.
To build that foundation first before we can invite students in and say, okay, come on in, the water's fine.
Yeah.
We need to make sure we have our feet firmly set, as far as our foundation is concerned.
Right.
But it's a team effort. Sandra Newsom, Dr. Lee, we all collaborate as far as this process. But my job is kind of like, the trumpeter, the person who just kind of, the cheerleader, to kind of coordinate different things in meetings and stuff like that, activities on campus. Hopefully we can get to the point where you kind of get our name known,
Absolutely.
where you say, oh, that's that LSAM group that, they do stuff on campus and stuff. So,
Right.
so we're trying to get to that level. But again, we just started, I think in the spring of last semester, we really kind of got started. But we're full force now, and we're keeping moving.
That's wonderful. That really is. That's great to hear. So you play a very important role then. Like,
Yeah, I'm a cog in the wheel.
yeah, which is still very important, of course.
Yeah, I'm a cog in the wheel.
So if someone were to want to get involved with LSAMP, how could they get in touch with you?
Yeah, you can get in touch with me. I think we just got an LSAMP at USM EDU email address. Or you can just, probably the best thing to do is to send me an email. My email address is terry.cullum, that's CULLUM, at usm.edu. And I'm a technology person, so I check my emails religiously.
Yeah.
Don't call my office phone. I tell my students all the time, I'm like, don't call my office phone. I won't answer it, but I'll answer email.
Right.
I check it religiously, like God knows how many times a day.
Absolutely.
So definitely send me an email, talk to you about the program. If you would like to help and mentor, we can always use more. Again, I believe in a collaborative effort. It's not just one person that's going to move us forward. We have to do it as a group.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my philosophy as far as it's concerned. But yeah, we're trying to get there.
So how's the future looking then?
Oh, future's bright. Very bright.
Wonderful.
I'm optimistic as far as our participation and our students. As far as at USM, we have some very talented students here.
Absolutely.
And we need to tap into that. I don't want anybody to fall through the cracks. I'm trying to get everybody and their mama. That's just, I'm trying to get them all. But yeah, I mean, we know as USM students, and we've been here, that it's really inclusive.
Yeah.
We are a family here at USM, and that's kind of the vibe that we exude as we go along. And, you know, we need to tap in and let other students understand that in our story here at USM, because it is a story that needs to be told. So,
You know, and USM is such a diverse campus.
Oh, yes.
This is just
Yes.
great in general because people come from all walks of life here. No one person is the same.
That is true.
You know, we're all just very, very different.
Yeah, and everyone has their own perspectives, and we need to tap into those perspectives so that we can learn more about different cultures and different lifestyles and walks of life, and
Yeah.
and that's what we should be here for.
That's wonderful. That really is. This is so exciting, honestly. You know, it really is. It's a great thing. And, you know, you coming on the show today to talk about this, you know, you're spreading the message.
Yeah.
And this is a great way to get people involved, of course.
Great. Well, we hope. I think off of the email that we just sent, I had I think right now we're at 122 students that were interested in the program. In fact, I have an executive board meeting today just to finalize a few things as far as I think we're going to try to do a mixer for those students so that we can kind of inundate them into our organization so they can understand the opportunities are there as far as for graduate I can't talk right now. Graduate research, which is a big thing, because everything that we do should get them ready to get their PhD.
Absolutely.
And that's our ultimate goal, is to put more PhDs in the world. So
it's a wonderful thing, really.
Yeah.
You know, it really is. It's just so important to, you know, recognize minorities and to recognize the marginalized groups who, you know, usually are not recognized.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
you're
true.
giving them a voice, and this, you know, they need to be heard. You
Oh,
know?
yes.
This is so. We're starting at USM, right? Like this is spreading here.
yeah, well, it's been out there, and other campuses have been doing it. Like I
Right.
said before, you got MSU, USM, Ole Miss, all of these schools that are in this consortium. Now, do I hope that we do it better than all the rest of them?
Yeah.
Yes. So that,
That's a great goal, though, honestly.
I'm hyper competitive. That's I don't know whether that's a trait or a liability. But you know, I always, if I'm going to do it, I like to do it well. So
Fair.
I would love for us to be the premier L Samp campus in the state of Mississippi. That's just like one of my goals. I say that's a goal, but we're looking for national. But
it's a great goal to
for
have,
right
though.
now, we're gonna try to just take over Mississippi.
Start small and kind of spread out. Okay, that works. So, Mr. Cullum, is there anything else that you'd like to say to our listeners today?
Thank you. Thank you for letting me tell the L Samp story here with you guys. And again, we always can use another helping hand as far as in this mission. So definitely get in touch with me. My email address is terry.cullum@usm.edu. Please send me an email and I will get back with you, and let's go ahead and get this rolling.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being on our show today, Mr. Cullum. It's a wonderful thing to have you here.
All right. Thank you so much.
We'll be back after these messages. My name is Abigail Troth, and you're listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To start, Mississippi will give you 1 month cooler rental and 2 bottles of water for free. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
What's going on, Southern Miss Radio? I'm Austin, a.k.a. Smooth Oz, with 4th Street Sports Show. Me and the crew are back on Mondays at 5 p.m. Yes, Mondays at 5 p.m. Tune in to 88.5 for all things Golden Eagles athletics and a fun-filled experience with recaps and interviews from coaches, players, and administrators. Mondays at 5. Don't forget.
On Monday, July 18th, the University of Southern Mississippi welcomed their interim president, Joseph Paul. A retiree of the university, Paul has held several positions over the years.
I had the chance to sit down with the newly appointed interim president here at Southern Miss, Dr. Joseph Paul, about his plans for the upcoming school year. This is what he had to say.
I think the number one thing that I can impact in a semester or a year is student recruitment. Southern Miss is too great a place with too much capacity not to be bursting at the seams with students. So without regard to that, I'm going to focus my highest energy on supporting student recruitment. So you're going to see me out in high schools and communities and talking to prospective community college transfers and high school seniors and their families, and really investing in marketing the university, in scholarships for students. So that's going to be my highest priority.
Paul's other efforts for the university include focusing on the athletics program and faculty leadership.
In general, Southern Miss has too much good news to be hidden under a rock. So I'm going to be out sort of spreading the gospel about how great this place is.
This is Kyra Lampley for the Southern Miss Student Media Center.
Hey everyone, thank you for listening to the show today. My name is Abigail Troth, and we had a wonderful interview. Thank you, Dr. Martin, for your news and your sports and your weather. Thank you for talking to me, and thank you to our wonderful crew and to the people running the video and the audio and all that. We couldn't do this show without them, of course. So, also, if you are interested in getting involved with LSAMP, you can contact Terry Cullum at terry.cullum, C-U-L-L-U-M, at usm.edu. LSAMP is a wonderful thing. Thank you for your time, Mr. Cullum. We were grateful to have you here. Thank you so much for listening to our show today. We'll be back next week. Well, it's Labor Day. I don't think we'll be back on Monday. Right, okay. All right, but you'll hear me next Tuesday. How about that? Okay. My name is Abigail Troth. Thank you all so much for listening today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay warm. Stay warm. It's not cold outside. Anyway, go enjoy that sun. That's what I'm trying to say. My name is Abigail Troth. Thank you so much for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.